is now a confirmed tornado in northern Rogers County.
Look at this tornado!
Okay, guys, we need to move.
Go away.
Welcome to Beyond the Forecast, where we'll take a look inside what's being done to unlock the mystery of Oklahoma twisters.
Get ready to witness a revolution in meteorology, and it's happening right here in Oklahoma. Tonight we'll uncover how artificial intelligence is being used to extend tornado lead times, saving lives and shaping the future of forecasting.
Exciting research is underway right here in our own backyard at the National Weather Center. Researchers from numerous organizations are at the forefront of exploring new and emerging technologies that are enhancing our forecasting capabilities.
Our sister station in Oklahoma City's chief meteorologist Jack Gerfin goes inside the Warn-On project and how it made history when last year's April 19th tornado struck central Oklahoma.
Inside the National Severe Storms Laboratory resides the NOAA Hazardous Weather Testbed. The testbed develops, tests, and evaluates emerging technologies. The goal is to improve the capabilities of predicting severe weather. Every spring, broadcast meteorologists, scientists, and researchers from all over the world come together for the spring forecasting experiment. The Warn-On forecast system has been a staple of the annual real-time experiment since 2016. The primary objective is to differentiate between storms likely to produce tornadoes and those that are not.
So that is an added calculation.
The project is working to refine warnings to a specific area where dangerous weather could occur, rather than issuing alerts for the entire county or large regions. I spoke with Patrick Skinner, who is a research scientist at CIWRO at the University of Oklahoma.
And so what we hope the Warn-On forecast system can do is fill this gap in between the warning and the watch scale and provide more specific information to people so they can be prepared where if a warning's issued for them, they know what actions they need to take and they can help protect themselves and their property.
Look at this tornado!
Severe weather rolled through central Oklahoma on April 19th of last year. Tornadic storms were just miles away from the lab headquarters. Researchers jumped into action using the Warn-On forecast system and accurately predicted the path, intensity, and timing of several supercell thunderstorms.
Last spring when we had the Cole tornado, can you kind of talk about how it helped to forecast that out before the tornado actually even impacted the city of Cole?
Okay, there's this storm that's to the southwest of Cole, and in 1 to 2 hours, it's looking like it's going to intensify and potentially impact these areas.
The Warn-On forecast system predicted 2 of the highest impact tornadoes that hit Cole and Shawnee with 60 to 90 minutes of lead time. That's pretty amazing when you consider that the average tornado warning lead time is less than 15 minutes. Another line of research being studied combines meteorology with sociology to figure out the best way to warn the public about dangerous weather.
And that's something that's been a really large growth area in meteorology, where for many years in the past we would simply focus on the forecast. And now we are much more integrated with social scientists. We have demonstrated that we can predict storms with advanced lead time like that. The question is, can we do it reliably, and how do we best communicate that information both to forecasters, to the broadcast media, to emergency managers, and then to the public?
Enhancing our ability to provide longer prediction times and effectively communicating warnings to the public is part of our commitment to ensuring our viewers' safety during severe weather. Stay tuned to hear more about these critical advancements. We're dedicated to keeping you informed every step of the way.
You've probably heard of the notion that Tornado Alley is shifting. Is this fact or fiction? Does this mean we'll see a smaller number of tornadoes here in Oklahoma? Are tornadoes in the southeastern portion of the country bigger and more violent than ever? To shed light on these pressing questions is our own tornado expert and chief meteorologist, Kevin Coskren.
Tornado Alley, as it's commonly known, stretches across the vast expanse of the Great Plains. This long swath of flat terrain is where warm tropical air masses from the Gulf of Mexico collide with cooler and drier air currents from the north and west. This volatile mix creates thunderstorms that can quickly become severe enough to develop tornadoes of all sizes and intensities. While Tornado Alley still has the highest frequency of tornado touchdowns, scientists say the Mid-South is seeing a 25% greater risk of tornado threats.
Well, from the data says that it is shifting. Scientific data has shown that there's an increased tornado, especially at nighttime in the southeast of the United States. So we definitely are still going to get tornadoes here in Oklahoma and in other parts of the Midwest.
Several factors contribute to the perception that tornadoes are more violent in the southern regions. First, the terrain is different because of an abundance of trees and because most tornadoes often occur after dark. Another factor is the rapid expansion of rural communities nestled between major cities like Atlanta, Charlotte, and Nashville. This growth has significantly increased the population density. What used to be sparsely inhabited areas are now bustling with businesses and neighborhoods, increasing the likelihood of a tornado causing damage to property and endangering lives.
I think Oklahomans are very much so weather aware citizens, more than probably most other states out there. And if you compare that to states in the Southeast, I think there's a very different understanding of the weather across the country.
Currently, groundbreaking research is underway at the University of Oklahoma, focusing on how people receive and interpret tornado warnings. The ultimate objective is to find the best method of delivering these warnings to prompt the public to take immediate action. This approach of combining meteorology with sociology represents a pivotal step forward to keep people safe during severe weather.
In a recently published study, the American Meteorological Society found that with the changing climate, tornado season may escalate outside their traditional peak season.
Up next, we hear a lot of scary things about artificial intelligence, but AI could actually revolutionize severe weather warnings in the near future. What research is going on right now in Oklahoma has revealed. And the largest tornado ever recorded in history is widely considered to be the El Reno tornado, which occurred in May 2013. The massive tornado reached a width of 2.6 miles, with wind speeds of up to 300 miles per hour.
Artificial intelligence is rapidly infiltrating every aspect of our daily lives, revolutionizing industries from healthcare to workplace efficiency, and yes, even dating apps. But what's really exciting is applying AI to predict severe weather.
And much of the groundbreaking research is being done right here in Oklahoma at the National Weather Center. Meteorologist Colton Williams goes one-on-one with Dr. Amy McGovern to dig deeper into this innovative frontier.
On May 20th, 2013, one of the deadliest tornadoes in Oklahoma history ravaged the city of Moore.
Got a visual of a tornado right now.
When the rampage was over, 24 people died, and the cost of home and property damage was estimated at $2 billion. What are you working on right now? Dr. Amy McGovern leads the NSF Artificial Intelligence Institute for Research on Trustworthy AI in Weather at the University of Oklahoma. She remembers 11 years ago when she attended a National Weather Service briefing the morning of May 20th.
And I went in that morning, and that morning there was no more uncertainty that morning. They said, we don't know how bad, we don't know precisely when it's going to go, but when it's going to go, it's going to be bad. And I've never been to a briefing that was like that.
Weather models do not currently have the computing power to predict what would become one of the most violent tornadoes ever recorded in history. More than a decade later, scientists are getting closer and closer to longer lead time for severe weather warnings.
We don't have a supercomputer big enough to do what we need to be able to do to be able to improve our forecasting. Whereas AI can look for relationships that we don't even necessarily know exist now and can do that prediction.
McGovern says the climate is changing so fast that it's becoming difficult for the traditional models to keep up. And that's where AI comes in.
So part of what we're doing in the AI Institute also is trying to improve the understanding of AI, improve the education of AI. Because I think that, you asked me in the beginning about ChatGPT, I think that some of AI is getting a little bit of bad rap in the news, and I think people are afraid of it. We're not trying to replace their jobs, we're trying to help them, but we're also trying to educate them about what AI is doing.
That's an important role that the AI ethics curriculum at OU is playing in educating students and the public.
That climate changing is causing some of these dramatic shifts. It goes from 70 to 0 in a day because you get a piece of the polar vortex that's breaking off and coming down.
AI-enhanced models' seasonal forecasts will have a tremendous impact on agriculture by giving farmers a more accurate forecast.
We're looking at subseasonal forecasts, which matters to a lot of farming in Oklahoma, because if we can do an improved prediction of those subseasonal forecasts, you can choose when to plant your crops, when to do the watering in advance of a drought, etc.
With AI forecast models, the future looks bright. McGovern predicts that the traditional 7 to 10 day forecast that we have today could soon be accurately forecasted out 10 to even 21 days.
I think we can get there in the next 5 years, probably even shorter, honestly, because the revolutions that are happening it's overnight. They're changing things.
Imagine meteorologists warning schools of severe weather so far in advance that children get to be home safe before dangerous weather occurs, or motorists to be off roadways hours before extreme weather hits. Yes, the future does look bright with artificial intelligence in the forecast.
Joining forces for your safety, News Channel 8 in Tulsa and our sister stations in Oklahoma City and Amarillo have combined resources to provide advanced early warning systems to keep you and your loved ones safe during severe weather. Here to explain is Fox 25 meteorologist Elliot Wilson.
Covering statewide weather in Oklahoma can be a daunting task. With 77 counties, this state has the distinction of having the first real-time weather monitoring network in the country. The Mesonet has been called a forecaster's dream. It comprises a system of environmental monitoring stations, furnishing meteorologists with vital updated weather data every 5 to 10 minutes. And just like the Mesonet with its web of monitoring stations covering the entire state, a team of meteorologists from Sinclair's sister stations, including here at Fox 25, News Channel 8 in Tulsa, and KVII in Amarillo, are tracking and providing early warnings before severe weather strikes.
We like to think of ourselves here in the Panhandle as the place where severe storms are manufactured. So even before these storms are technically in your viewer's viewing area, you guys can see what's really going on further off to the west, because these storms inevitably are going to be moving in your direction.
And you're right along where I-44 is here.
Despite the leaps in advanced technology, the human touch remains irreplaceable, especially in rural areas.
And so this will allow us to be out there watching that storm, notify the weather center, and then we can notify and get those people so they can seek shelter and activate their safety plans.
So if you live in Foyle, you need to take your immediate tornado precautions.
When severe weather strikes, our team of storm chasers spread out across the state, capturing live footage of extreme conditions as they unfold. Coupled with cutting-edge technology back at our stations, our dedicated team of trackers help us provide early warnings to keep you and your family safe.
Up next, the May 3rd, 1999 tornado that tore through the city of Moore.
He came in and told my mother there's nothing left at all.
And how that tragedy turned into a bright spot for one family. May 3rd, 1999, the National Weather Service issued the first ever tornado emergency for southern portions of the Oklahoma City metropolitan area. The enhanced warning is still used today, but only when there's an imminent and significant tornado occurrence in a highly populated area.
May 3rd, 1999, 74 twisters tore through Oklahoma and Kansas in less than 21 hours.
The strongest was an F5 tornado that tracked for nearly an hour and a half along a 38-mile path from Chickasha through South Oklahoma City and its suburbs.
46 people were killed, more than 800 left injured. The total damage exceeded $1 billion.
And in today's damage estimate, it would be $18.5 billion.
25 years later, we look back on one family's story and how even in the midst of tragedy, there was a glimmer of hope. Here's meteorologist Colton Williams.
May 3rd, 1999. 13-year-old Brandon Barnett was at an OKC Blazers game with his dad and brother when the night out turned into something unimaginable.
We got the phone call that the tornado was right down the street, and my mom, was like, Norman, hurry and get home. We need to get out of here and take shelter. We got to her just in the nick of time.
I've got houses on fire and everything.
We went to a friend's house right about a mile down the road. We came out of the cellar after it was all over, and you couldn't tell where you were, what street was what. My little brother, he panicked when my dad came back from the rebel to go in to try to find our house, and he came in and told my mother there's nothing left at all.
The F5 tornado crashed through the Windermere and Santa Fe neighborhoods, destroying everything the Barnett family owned. But despite the tragic events, there remained a bright spot.
My mother was a diehard fan of NSYNC, and so was her two aunts, Elizabeth and Donna.
Unfortunately, the tickets to the NSYNC concert disappeared in the 300-plus mile-per-hour winds the F5 tornado produced. But fate had other plans for the Barnett family. When the promoter heard what had happened, she had to make it right. Next thing they knew, the Barnett family was on their way to Dallas to see NSYNC.
And she gave us VIP tickets to meet the band. and we were their guest of honor for the evening.
Brandon says he learned a valuable lesson from that dark day in May. Life is short, don't waste a minute.
Make a choice, right or wrong.
Today, he's living his best life through music. He's auditioned for American Idol and The Voice and tours with Trey Torah, an Oklahoma hard rock band hoping to break into the national music scene.
In me.
Up next, tornado sirens. If you're hard of hearing or even a heavy sleeper, the two new devices that could wake you up when dangerous weather threatens. The Vortex 2 research teams made science history by deploying 10 mobile radars on a tornadic supercell for the first time in LaGrange, Wyoming on June 5, 2009. That tornado is considered the most intensely examined tornado in history.
Oklahomans are fortunate to have outdoor warning sirens, another layer of protection from tornadoes. Meteorologist Joy Bettenhausen has discovered two new devices that can help let you know when you can't hear the sirens.
We're trained as kids. When we hear tornado sirens outside, we need to go inside and seek shelter. Tornado sirens are good for us when we're outside, good tools as a warning, and we can even see this on our decibel reader here. But watch what happens when we go inside. Now step inside your living room. The kids may be running around. You've got the TV on, maybe even the game on too. And we can't even hear the tornado siren.
Tornado warning now in effect.
This is why you need to have multiple ways to receive warnings, especially at night when families are asleep. A weather radio is a great tool to have in your home. It broadcasts alerts.
Do not delay. Seek shelter now.
As well as making an extremely loud sound. What's more, recent advancements including attachments designed for the deaf and hard of hearing. The first device is a pillow shaker. Simply plug it into the weather radio connected to both a power source and an external alert. Then position the device under your pillow at night. This ensures that the warning will wake you up from sleep. Another warning device is a strobe light attachment. Just connect it to the back of the weather radio. When an alert sounds, the bright flashing light wakes you up or at least catches your attention. Both devices can be purchased online.
Kind of our greatest concern will be large hail.
While paying attention to severe weather warnings is crucial to keeping your family safe, it's also important to have a safety plan before severe weather strikes.
If you just take some safety precautions, your chances of survival go way up.
Dr. Harold Brooks is a senior scientist at the National Severe Storms Laboratory in Norman. He says you don't always have to get underground to survive a tornado. He pointed to the fact many people survived the May 20th, 2013 tornado and more by having a tornado safety plan and knowing where to go in their home.
You can survive if you get to the lowest floor and get to an interior room.
Having a plan and paying attention to warnings is key to staying safe in dangerous weather.
That's one of the things that can help. One of the big things about local television meteorologists is still that trusted source.
The First Warning Weather Team is committed to providing early warnings to keep you safe. Our statewide weather network monitors the potential for severe weather before it reaches your area. Our team of storm chasers are on the ground with live reports as dangerous weather is happening. We take your safety seriously. That's why we're here 24/7 when you need us most.
Thank you for joining us for Beyond the Forecast. We hope you enjoyed taking a look behind the scenes at all of the incredible research unfolding right here in Oklahoma. We want to thank the National Weather Center for allowing us to explore the meteorological innovation happening here in our state.
And we hope you'll come away with a newfound appreciation for the efforts of these scientists helping to shape the future of meteorology. I'm meteorologist Kevin Coskren with Brenna Rose, wishing you a good night.